Welcome back to Half Hour Podcast at the Boiler Expo that we're having, Boiler 2024.
Yep.
And we have an awesome guest with us today, Scott Lynch, the president of the ABMA. And man, pretty cool show.
Well, you're catching me at the end here,
Yeah.
but amazing achievement from the last show. Just really taking it to the next level,
Yeah.
and the level of excitement and engagement here is fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's been incredible. Just all the different people that are here. So first, let's just are the attendance numbers are they up?
Oh yeah. So the exhibitors are up 30%, and the attendance numbers are up 30% from our first show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything new that you did this year that we didn't do in 2022?
A lot of stuff. So one thing is that the Gaylord Rockies, which we are at, opened up their boiler room for tours for the attendees.
Oh, okay.
We put it out there as a pre-conference thing, thinking we'd get maybe 50 to 60 people.
Yeah.
We had well over 200 people requesting a tour of the boiler room.
Oh, wow.
And the feedback that we've received on people going through has been fantastic.
Oh, great.
That, they really want to be able to not just come to the show and go through the exhibits,
Sure.
but to be able to see a live boiler room with new technology in it. And there's many different boilers in there.
Yeah.
And this is a huge complex. So I think there was like 6 or 7 units just in there. And then they also have a CHP outside.
Okay.
So it was just a way to do that.
Yeah.
The other big thing I think that really went over well was our Women in the Boiler Industry event.
Yeah.
So we created a new group called WIBI, Women in the Boiler Industry, as a way to celebrate,
Sure.
a group that really hasn't been as much of a focus, right?
Sure.
And we have a workforce challenge, right?
Yeah.
So what's the best way to address a workforce challenge? Is to diversify, right?
Absolutely.
Bring more people in.
Yeah.
And one of the women that was there that wasn't on the panel, but that we recognize, we had the Colorado Skills USA winner for welding from the state of Colorado, who finished 7th. And she's female. She was the only one in the USA. She finished 7th, the only female in the entire group.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so we had over 100 people there at that event.
Nice.
And so we just keep trying to add some little new things
Yeah.
that are going to kind of raise the bar of our event, as well as offer some more value to the people who are coming.
Well, day 2 of the event, I'm sure you're exhausted.
A little bit, yeah.
So, but we did have the trade show going on here.
Yes.
Maybe talk a little bit about how many more expo or exhibitors came, right? And then what's actually here, maybe to chat about.
Yeah, so we had 78 exhibitors at Boiler 2022. We have 111 exhibitors at this show. And I think what we realized is that there are more boiler manufacturers, a couple of more burner companies, but it's those ancillary companies that are supporting the industry, manufacturing products for the boiler industry, that has realized that they need to be a part of this, right? And we've also engaged our representatives, right?
Okay.
And we now have a representative membership. We have 30 rep members, and they are here too, and are not just only passionate about Boiler 2024, they're passionate about ABMA and moving this industry forward.
Oh yeah.
Which is an amazing thing when you think of everybody coming together to try to address these big issues.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to do it.
Oh yeah. And I know for us, when we're doing trade shows, and you're doing the big trade shows,
right?
Just a little part of the show.
That's exactly
you're
right.
Scattered around everywhere.
That's right.
But here it's so concentrated.
Yeah.
People can come in, talk to all the different boiler
That's right.
manufacturers, the different burner manufacturers, the ancillary equipment.
Right.
And I just think it makes it a great resource for people that are in the boiler industry.
Right.
To actually make sure that they're here.
And then in addition to that, everybody here wants to be here to visit everybody, right?
Yeah.
When you go to one of those large trade shows that you exhibit at, maybe 10, 15% of the people are interested in your products.
Yeah.
People that walk through this door,
Yeah.
almost everybody that's here wants to learn about the industry, right? So we're not going to ever be, maybe down the road, but those gigantic trade shows that are conventions, that's not our goal,
Right.
because we're still bringing the same number of people for you, but all the other people aren't here. And the educational sessions all focused on boilers.
Sure.
The tours all focused on boilers.
Yeah.
Any networking all focused on boilers. So if you want a one-stop shop to learn about our industry and what's going on, this is the place to be.
Yeah, including the mobile boiler parking lot out there.
That also grew. So
yeah.
I think we had 4 mobile units last time.
Uh-huh.
And another great thing I know for you guys, it's right adjacent to the show,
Yes,
which is
it
amazing.
was a long way.
What was it? What was a new idea that we
Yeah,
kind of
right.
had to insert?
Yeah.
But we have 7 different companies representing units out there, and the varieties out there too. We now have an ammonia tank.
Sure.
We have some other, SCR, right?
Oil,
Right.
I believe. Yep.
And so what's nice about that too is that our member products are out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So in your mobile unit out there are burners, controls, and so our attendee can say, a burner company can say, hey, you can see our equipment here,
Yeah.
but you can go outside and see how it fits into the unit.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's a value. It's double value.
Absolutely. So maybe switching gears, there's still maybe some people that don't know what the American Boiler Manufacturers Association
Sure.
is. Maybe you just talk about that real quick, and then we'll go into some other stuff.
Yeah. So, and what we were, and maybe what we are, are 2 different things,
Yeah.
right? We were historically built to be focused on boiler safety when it was first created for boiler manufacturers, right? And codes and standards.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then we evolved into more of an association that was focused on the membership, member programs, member services.
Mm-hmm.
But a huge shift occurred 5 to 6 years ago, where we realized in order to be an association that adds significant value to our members, and I will say that you are part of that motivation for me, is we talked about it earlier today, that I came to you and you said, I'll know that ABMA has reached new heights when ABMA means something to others that are outside of the association.
Yeah.
And we realized that the way that we can have the most impact is to focus on the entire supply chain, as well as take on issues that the industry needs to address, that we can do it collaboratively.
Yeah.
And so that we've really evolved into that, with adding the representatives membership.
Sure.
That's another way that we're saying that we're more than just manufacturers.
Yeah.
So our events now are focused beyond that.
Yeah.
We also are on the NBIC code committees, ASME code committees. We have technical representatives that are on that. We have statistics for the industry that we share that give a snapshot of the boiler industry.
Sure.
We have an annual and summer meeting that are membership focused. But in the end, our goal is to impact the entire industry and move the industry forward.
Yeah, and it says American, but we actually have people from our companies from other countries.
Oh, yeah. So the way that I've looked at it is that we are the American Boiler Manufacturers Association, meaning anybody that wants to and has desire to sell into the U.S. market.
Yeah.
We should be the conduit for that, right?
Right.
And everybody brings their best products, and and that's how this works, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, we have members in the UK, we have members throughout Europe, and they're here because they think the U.S. market is a place where they want to sell, and they've been successful, right? And everybody competes, and globally, and. But we are the American manufacturer. We do focus on the North American sector, I would say.
Sure.
But if you want to be a player in the North American market, you should be a part of our organization.
Absolutely. So, are you thinking about 2026 yet?
Yeah, well, already,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
As we go through each of these events, all of our wheels are turning on my team.
Yeah.
And we also have an advisory committee that I have to mention. Alex Taylor from Ware was a part of that advisory committee. Critical to the success of this event.
Yeah.
We came out here a year out with the advisory committee and sat down and just said, what worked in Boiler 22, what didn't?
Yeah.
And what can we do to change that and move things around and offer new opportunities to kind of take it to the next level. We also really upped our marketing efforts.
Yep.
We put like paid advertising out there digitally, Google, LinkedIn, other things. We used our members. But yeah, I'm looking around and being like, okay, we don't need this here. We don't need that. Or we're going to shift this a half hour because that's going to fit better. And, well, we didn't need both of these things, but continuing to think about it because, Nashville's only less than 2 years away, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, as someone that actually came to 2022 and experienced it as an exhibitor and attendee, it's definitely another step up.
Right.
So Nashville.
Yes.
At the Gaylord Opryland Hotel.
Yep.
What are your dates? You got those?
Yeah, the end of April the end of March to early April.
Okay.
Yeah, March 30th through April 2nd.
Okay.
So, and another step, right?
Yeah.
And we had the conversation about this, that we think that the Nashville location is a really, really strong location for us in terms of where we can even pull from a 6-hour radius,
Sure.
and there's a lot of activity there. It's a much bigger property for us. It'll be another step in the right direction.
Yep.
People are real excited just about being in Nashville.
Absolutely.
I mean,
we need to come up with a country song about boilers. Right?
Yeah.
That's something I think,
Well, our tagline for it is "Turn it up and amplify boilers." Is our tagline for Nashville, playing into the Nashville music scene there.
I bet AI could write a song.
That would be you're right. We should try that.
Yes,
we should try to get a song about boilers and Nashville. We'll put the two things in
together.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
Well, good. Any other? I guess some other things that you're thinking for Boiler 2026.
I think we need to figure out how to engage the reps as a bigger part of the event, right?
Okay.
That they are passionate. So we have 32 rep companies that joined in the first year. So we keep that in mind. We launched the rep membership in April of last year, and 32 companies joined. I said to the board, I budgeted for 10.
Okay.
And Doug Wright from Superior Boiler told me I was sandbagging, but I had no idea how it was going to come off.
Right.
And now we have 32 of them.
Yeah,
I mean, it's awesome. And we had a rep council meeting at this event where you just brought them together to say, hey, we want to work with you. We wanted to. 27 of the 32 showed up for that event.
Nice.
So there's passion there.
Yeah.
There's excitement there, and they want to be a larger part of this.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
And then the other part of it is just we're continuing to try to figure out how to create the agenda so there's a good flow for the event.
Right.
So we're bringing people in. So we're trying to make sure that the exhibit hall is a focal point when it should be, and then moving on from that.
Yeah. So I mean, end users are something I think that we could probably get more in.
That's right.
But it doesn't need to just be a trade show. I think they really need to come in and boiler operators and just anybody that's over procurement or whatever it is that they're able to come in and actually get something to be able to take that back to their job.
So, and that what I would say is that anybody who comes from that group, an operator, somebody who's focused on procurement, a technician, you come to this trade show where you have 111 and we're hoping for 130, 140 next time, right? Of the leading companies in the boiler industry. You get a choice between 15 educational sessions on trends like hydrogen, on other trends in the sector that we are focused on, waste heat, whatever that happens to be, right? Rentals, exactly. You get to tour mobile units outside. You get to go through a boiler room, you get to network. I mean, why would you not want to be here, right? For the investment of coming, even for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, we had a pre-conference workshop that was just on boilers and their types. And Ware actually was a presenter on that. And
Jude Wolf.
Jude Wolf, right. And it sold out. 100 people signed up for it, right? And it wasn't like really high level, but it was about understanding, that there are different types of boilers and different types of boilers work better for different types of applications. But you got to know that, if you're buying a boiler, you need to be as knowledgeable, not as knowledgeable maybe as the company, but you need to be understanding of the what you have and what you need so that you can purchase the right product and that you can understand what they're trying to, talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it went off really well. Jude does a super job, and I think anybody that came to it hopefully took something away.
We also included the Gaylord Rockies tour.
Okay.
So of the boiler room. So Jude was able to take them through and then bring it back and say, hey, you saw this.
Okay.
This is where, we talked about this and all. But what was funny is that when we got to 75, I said, Jude, I'm a little nervous. How many people can you teach to? He's like, give me as much as you need, as many as you. Although I think he did ask for a kickback at 100.
I'm sure he did.
So
yes, I'm sure he did. Well, he's used to it. He's used to, having people come in. Of course, with our live fire boilers and taking them around, they kind of do the same type thing. They go out and they come back in. So it's awesome.
Can I flip this to you though for a second and just say, from your purposes as Ware and being a part of ABMA, can you just say one thing about the evolution over the last 5 years and what this show means to ABMA moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm looking at the industry, and the industry is changing a lot. And there's a lot of people that really don't understand what we do. They don't understand the steam and everything else, and I always tell people it's like the janitor ended up taking care of the boiler because his mop bucket was in the boiler room. You know, and so
and that's actually what they say about schools, that a lot of times the janitor is the one that's running the boiler room.
That's right. And so, you know, getting that education out there, I think is so important. But, you know, I think the ABMA having this being the second one, that it's going to continue to just evolve, I believe, and really it is becoming that ABMA means something, you know, to all the companies that are ABMA members. That I think it's going to help with our workforce issue, which we have all of that. It'll help obviously with our safety. That's so important that we want to make sure that everybody goes home from their job every time they come in to work. You know, and the education piece, all the seminars, of course. But, you know, the other is just the relationships with all the people here. You know, it is a tight organization. But how important is this group? I mean, to the economy. I mean, it's incredible what happens if they all stop. I say this all the time. But if they all stop, we go to a third world country really fast. You know, you can really look at when you walk into your house and you start just looking around and going, what does steam touch? You know, steam touches 80% of all products that we consume on a daily basis. It seems like, but you know, your carpets, your drywall, your plastics, which is all of your appliances. You know, the paper, obviously, wallpaper, toilet paper. Paper that the kids are doing homework on.
And we know toilet paper was pretty important when the pandemic came out.
That's right. Food. I mean, my gosh, you know,
food processing.
People have no understanding how much steam that is involved in that. So I think, you know, the industry bringing that to just the general population, I think is something that is so important too. It helps up our value. You know, us as service companies. That you know, that I just think a lot of times we're fine with taking the back seat and being the blacksmith, you know, polluters, and, you know, uneducated, trade, whatever. But I'm seeing a shift in that. And I think that is going to be a major part, even with the ABMA, to just the relevance of steam, the relevance of people that work on steam. The value is going up. And
raising our awareness raises our value as well.
There's no doubt. So, you know, like I said, I think too, they're just the relationships of all the people. It's a very helpful organization, you know, where people all kind of lean on one another to do stuff, which is cool. I mean, you know, I think in many industries, it's very competitive. Don't share any information. And,
I'll just say, I know we're going to wrap this up, but I'll just say in closing that when we have our membership meetings and a new person comes, they are blown away by how congenial and how welcoming and how much they can get out of just the connections and the resources in the room. And they leave the meeting being like, I never would have expected this from an organization.
No, you're exactly right. I've had many comments about that. And, you know, it's obviously shaped my career, you know, and shaped me in the industry to be able to hang out with these experienced boiler people.
Well, you know, you're one of the experienced boiler people now.
Crazy thing. It's like, I still feel very young, but
you still look very young, but you are one of the experienced guys now.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But no, I've always appreciated, you know, our competitors just to talk, you know, just to hang out.
And there have been some things that you guys have addressed together.
Absolutely.
As competitors in terms of legal documents and other things that only ABMA was able to kind of pull that together. So there are ways that we can come together as an industry and address, even with competitors, and address issues that are facing everybody.
It's awesome. Any other things you want to highlight, or are we good?
I think we're good.
We're good. Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Scott, and mark your calendars. Boiler 2026. We're actually calling it the Boiler Expo.
ABMA Boiler Expo. ABMA Boiler Expo.
So in 2026, I'm sure you'll get everything all ready to roll, but make sure you are there. And if you need anything, reach out to Scott and Shanika at ABMA.
You can send me a message directly at scott@abma.com.
Awesome. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining the High Fire Podcast.